closing, the President says this: I thank our people for coming out in large numbers to welcome Pope Francis and his delegation. I call on our internally displaced persons, the people in the IDP camps, to return to their homes and rebuild. I also call upon the Central Equatorial State Government to give land to those who do not have plots in Juba, especially those coming out of IDPs.
So the idea of Mr. President is not bad, but the condition is that we as IDPs, we are lacking the land, which is the plot. So if we now chase out of IDP camp.
I am jobless and I have no power even to get something. To go and set a place or put the house in is a problem. Everybody needs to go out, not to stay in, because this place will not grant you for future. But the condition is now forcing us here, or pressing us to be.
The internally displaced people struggle for self-reliance. President Kiir's sudden change in policy on February 22, 2023 for IDPs to leave the camp and go back where they belonged gave a lot of confusion among IDPs who are still struggling to find ways to be independent. The call for the IDPs to return was prepared under the theme Forgiveness, Reconciliation, Peace and Resettlement, aimed at promoting the spirit of unity amongst the people of South Sudan. For those IDPs with confusion, there is a place that is helping to become self-reliant and make them realize that living IDP camps is not just a dream, but a reality. St. Vincent de Paul Parish in Gumbo village, located along the bank of River Nile, suburban area of Juba City, was entrusted to a Catholic congregation, the Salesians of Don Bosco, in 2006. They have a school, a vocational training center, a parish, an IDP accommodating more than 15,000 internally displaced people. The mission has accomplished a lot in a short time and is now involved in fostering the quality of education for children, taking care of the IDPs, and empowering women in the area of literacy, agriculture, tailoring, and food preparation.
Salesians of Don Bosco work mainly to form, to train young people through schools, through VTCs, through youth centers, and things like that.
Sister Terezinha Nakagawa from the Caritas Sister came to Juba in December 2011 from Brazil and was later joined by Sister Maria Chinosaki from Japan in 2012. The two sisters jointly run Don Bosco Health Center. They serve and treat both IDPs and the people from the Gumbo communities who have health problems free of charge.
We treat the IDP people free of charge, so we do the lab examination that is needed and we give them medication treatment free. Other people pay some amounts, but IDP is free.
Sister Maria Shinosaki is a Japanese sister who came to Juba in 2012. Sister Maria says coming to Juba was a call by God and the Salesians fathers to open up the dispensary at Don Bosco Mission. Her life revolves around helping the youth at the youth center in Don Bosco.
It was very difficult, sad time to the children, also family. Mission, dispensary, children center also together work, Vincent Paul, the church.
The IDPs first came to Don Bosco in 2014. They had nowhere to settle immediately after the 2013 conflict in Juba. That is when the Salesian sisters and fathers opened the Don Bosco IDP camp at the mission in Gumbo, under the leadership of Father Leo. The lives of the IDPs have long been characterized by poor living conditions. Even here, for example, such as living in makeshift houses built from tents, corrugated iron sheets, and relying on the donated food from international NGOs, which often are not enough for a lot of IDPs' family.
Okay, so at present in our camp we have 7,000 people with 1,230 families actually, and they are mostly women and children, And we have our Don Bosco school. In the past, in 2013, it is called as a IDB school.
Vivian Okongo, one of the leaders among women IDPs, resides in the camp with her husband and 8 children. Vivian lived in Khartoum and then moved to Malakal in 2010. The family came to Juba as a result of the call for independence referendum in 2010 because they believed that South Sudan was already at peace. When the 2013 crisis engulfed in South Sudan, Vivian Okongo and her family had nowhere to seek for refuge. They immediately moved to Don Bosco camp for protection. According to Vivian, life in the camp is not easy. They have to go far in the bushes to fetch firewood for cooking. The makeshift houses they were given are small and unbearable to live in because of the hot weather. She says this has pushed her to encourage her children to study for a better future.
What makes me to motivate them? They listen to me. For instance, if they go to school, the teacher will send them away. The teacher will say they want school materials. Then, from there, they will come back home and see the situation in the house. There is nothing. I will talk to them. If I get something, you will go to school. Then I will buy for them the materials. Then they will go back to school. They listen to me. That's why I motivate them.
This is the secondary school where one of Vivian's children, Asheri, attends. St. Vincent de Paul Secondary School is one of the schools run by the Salesians around the world, and the only secondary school within the parish. Asheri Utholo Uko, who has been in senior 4 at the school, is also one of the students that has benefited from the free education services. Asheri says what motivates him is the passion to succeed in life and helps his family get out of the difficult situation.
So I decided to come to school in that because there are so many things in the area there, facing many people. So if you don't come to school, you may involve yourself in certain other things. So for me, I decided to come to school so that I can change my life and I change the life of my family and I become someone in the future.
Father Leo, together with other groups of the Salesians, is helping so that the successful pupils from the ADP primary school get enrolled in the secondary school through the bursary program. This is a strong way of motivating the IDPs to have an independent mind so they can find a way of living their dreams.
So at present in the school we have 1,600 children, and out of that 1,000 children are from the IDP camp. On top of it, you will be able to see there are children who have been coming with them, okay, their own siblings, okay, they cannot stay at home, but they just come into the school. So they are also being occupied in the school. At present, we have constructed a child-friendly space where these children can be accommodated so that their brothers and sisters can study peacefully in their classroom. These children doesn't pay anything, okay, so till P8 they study free of cost, and if they perform well, especially in P8, then we give them a scholarship in the secondary. We always give them education and also technical skills which can empower them so that after finishing the secondary or after finishing their vocational training, they can sustain themselves and survive themselves.
Don Bosco offers education opportunities not only to children but also for adults. Don Bosco Vocational Training Center is a technical school run by the Salesians. It opened in 2000, initially catered for the educational needs of the increasing number of dropouts and those opted for technical training. But now it is turning to be a hope for the hopeless people who left their villages as a result of wars and various reasons in the country. The center now is offering free training for IDPs in various capacities of their choices in order to gain independence and possibly move away from the camp. A case in point is Aya Nicholas and Deda Wayo, who are learning plumbing at Don Bosco Vocational Training Center and are now settled with their families outside the camp. Aya and her family moved to the camp after the 2016 crisis from eastern Equatoria, when their home was devastated as a result of the war. Struggling for self-reliance, Aya Nicholas, among other IDP girls, has opted to join plumbing at Don Bosco Vocational Training Center. The course she took is mainly dominated by the male. She is a dedicated girl with a great passion for plumbing, dreaming to become one of the best plumbers in the country. Given that it is a male-dominated profession, she seeks to prove her critics wrong.
So the things that motivate me to do plumbing are these. Like, I feel so proud and I feel like confident that I can do it and can make it in future, because most of the people criticize that plumbing are always for men. I'm here to stand strong, to fight for my dream, to make sure one day, one time I become independent person people think about. And I'm so proud that not only plumbing, but also water technician, like working in the laboratory, which is something so enjoyable for me.
Apart from Aya, is Deda Wayo, who joined the camp as a result of the Arrow Boys attack, a militia that was formed to defend the citizens from the Lord Resistance Army, a rebel group from Uganda that ran Yambio, South Sudan in 2016. Deda is also studying plumbing and hopes to get better opportunities after the course so she can improve the lives of her family. Deda chose plumbing because she wanted to show the society that even girls can do it better.
When I used to watch on the TV, I used to see only men performing, doing some plumbing work. So I said, where is the lady? I am not going to end in plumbing and water technician. I'm aiming to go higher, like to go for degree program, because as I am now, I'm in diploma level, of which I'm almost going to get the certificate from Don Bosco.
The Women Promotional Center was established by Mazzarello Women Promotional Center of the Salesian Sisters of Don Bosco in Gumbo in December 2019. The aim of the center is to support vulnerable women and contribute to peace and prosperity by improving the lives of the IDPs. The center provides skills and mindset training not only to IDP women but also to communities of Gumbo and other areas in Juba to get income to sustain their families in order to achieve self-sufficiency.
As a refugees, they don't know anybody here. And then when they come here, they found a sister from different ethnic groups, because here we don't have only one ethnic group, there are many. So doesn't matter from which ethnic group you are, you found a sister that can give you a hand to learn the activity that you want to learn, and also to collaborate with you to promote yourself. Jennifer Dagua is another lady who was helped here from the very beginning. She came from EA with very miserable children and herself. I was thinking an old lady. But when she started to nourish here and to work here, it became a very nice lady, very young.
This is Gloria Lake. She was also one of those who used to live in the Don Bosco camp, but she has now become a success story of the Women Promotional Center. As an IDP and single mother of one child, she has studied at the center, and with her tremendous effort, she got job in the catering and oil processing unit. She has managed to earn money which enabled her to buy a piece of land after 3 years of hard work. Now she is saving and planning to construct a house to stay in with her child. As a result of the success, she has also moved outside the camp and is currently renting a house. Gloria's future is to build her own house, move away from renting, and to become self-employed, not to work under someone.
If someone gets a job, you'll put your heart in it and work hard. The rest you'll eat and save and use it for something else.
The lawyer from the Salesians, who is also in charge of Don Bosco internally displaced people's camp, says that the Pope's visit brought the sense of hope for peace and security to the people, most especially to the IDPs. This is very much of the priority for Salesians family, as they constantly preach and train IDPs on the values of living together.
We bring also the host community. We give preference to them. By giving preference to them, they also feel at home here. And they also should not feel that Don Bosco is not only working for the IDPs, they are also working for the community. This is because of coexistence and peaceful coexistence, and that made them to share, to love and to care for one another. And this is the main idea of Pope Francis.
The future plans of the Salesians of Don Bosco are to empower young people by training them on various skills such as catering, tailoring, agriculture, knowledge-based skills like reading and writing, and to open up an extension of vocational training center specifically to IDPs in order to equip them with practical knowledge.
For us, we don't go for giving a fish. We always go for helping a person how to catch fish. Okay, and also giving them nets and training them, because by training they become self-reliant and self-sustainable than depending on us. Okay, that is the main idea of Don Bosco, and that's why we have our VTC. Even now we are going to enhance our VTC with more skills for women, especially like fashion designing, catering and hotel management, then hairdressing and cosmetics. All these are going to be implemented there, because in the IDP camp most of them are young girls and some are getting pregnant and they are not going to the school, and we want to help these girls to have some kind of sustainable income so that their family can be taken care, their children can be taken care. And this is one of our major priority. By empowering these young girls, and if they have a good family, they can very well settle down.
By offering them educational opportunities, this place became a role model system in South Sudan, where IDPs can learn how to gain their independence, sustainable lives, and possibilities in their new futures outside of the camps.